A closer look at the escalating crisis in the Middle East and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. For Monday, March 23, 2026, from Neural Newscast, I'm Ganessa Calderon.
And I'm Victor Hale. Prime Minister Keir Starmer and President Donald Trump held a high-level call Sunday evening. They met to address the near-total paralysis of one of the world's most critical shipping lanes. Traffic through the Strait of Hormuz has dropped by 95% since the current conflict with Iran began on February 28th.
That drop has had a massive impact on the global energy market. About 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas usually flows through that corridor. Since the blockade began, crude oil has jumped 45%. It is now sitting at $106 a barrel. During their conversation, the two leaders agreed that reopening the strait is essential for global economic stability.
The situation is moving toward a potential military climax. Late Saturday, President Trump issued a 48-hour deadline for Iran to reopen the waterway. In a social media post, he threatened to target Iranian power plants. He stated he would start with the largest facilities first if the blockade remains in place. Tehran has responded through state media. They warn that if its infrastructure is hit, it will target United States-linked energy and water desalination sites across the entire Gulf region.
While that deadline looms, the impact is already being felt in the United Kingdom. Prime Minister Starmer is set to chair a Cobra meeting today. It is a significant gathering. It includes the Chancellor, the Foreign Secretary, and the Governor of the Bank of England, Andrew Bailey. They are looking at energy security and how these surging prices will hit family budgets and supply chains.
The legal and security landscape for the United Kingdom has also shifted. On Friday, the government granted the United States permission to use British bases for offensive strikes against Iranian sites, specifically targeting the Strait of Hormuz. Previously, those bases were only authorized for defensive operations to protect British interests.
That decision follows direct provocations against British territory. Iran recently fired 2 ballistic missiles at the joint United States-United Kingdom base on Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. One of those missiles failed and fell short. The other was intercepted. Housing Secretary Steve Reed confirmed these details. He noted there is currently no specific assessment that the Iranians are capable of targeting London.
In Israel, the conflict reached a new phase over the weekend. Iranian missiles struck areas in the Negev desert near the nuclear research site in Dimona. While Israeli leaders called it a miracle that no one was killed, at least 175 people were treated for injuries in the surrounding communities of Arad and Dimona. Iran claims these strikes were retaliation for an earlier attack on its own nuclear enrichment site in Natanz.
The human cost across the region continues to climb. State media in Iran reports their death toll has surpassed 1,500 people. In Lebanon, Israeli operations against Hezbollah have killed more than 1,000 people and displaced 1 million more. Despite those numbers and the expanding strikes on infrastructure, Prime Minister Netanyahu stated Sunday that Israel and the United States are well on their way to achieving their war goals.
As the 48-hour deadline set by the White House approaches, the focus remains on whether diplomatic pressure or military intervention will be the force that reopens the global energy supply. We will continue to monitor the outcomes of today's Cobra meeting in London.
I'm Vanessa Calderon.
And I'm Victor Hale. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.